want to give George Bush what he wants? The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, my next guest joins us today for our America Cooks series. And he has earned the nickname of the Chowder Guy due to his obsession with making and eating chowders of all kinds. And he's here today to share with us what he thinks is his best-known recipe, New England clam chowdah.
That's it.
Chowdah.
Chowdah.
Is that how you say it? Chowdah.
Yeah.
Now, you grew up where?
I grew up in Boston,
Yeah.
although I have New York parents, so I didn't really get the Boston accent, but I can turn it on for you.
Okay, yeah. Talk only in chowder talk.
Only chowder talk. All right, we're making some chowder, dude. You know, come back from a game of hockey and throw on some chowder, you know.
And then, okay, so it's really to feed you and your friends.
It is. Actually, this is really for, I was kidding. Hockey's a New England thing, but
I know.
I'm a surfer.
Oh, you're a surfer. Ah. So where, up in New England?
Yes.
Oh, where's the best surfing grounds in New England,
you know what?
would you say?
Martha's Vineyard has great surfing.
I windsurfed there.
Okay.
That's where I learned how to windsurf.
Really?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Water's cold, though.
Yeah, but that's not so bad. Try Maine.
Right, right.
Try Maine, where I go. You can't even, you can go in the ocean for about 30 seconds.
Right.
So, chowder. Now, what's your obsession?
You know, I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I love it. I feel like every culture, everybody's got a chowder, you know? There's everywhere you can find seafood.
Right.
You can make a chowder.
Yep, lobster chowder, clam chowder.
Yeah.
I do it out of haddock.
Okay.
I love haddock chowder.
Yep.
So this is a complicated recipe, not so difficult, but it has so many ingredients that I think that Ben should really start and take us through it. Okay.
Yep. Okay, we're basically layering clams here. We've started with
not just one kind of clam.
Right.
Gosh, my chowder, you know what I use? I use one big quail hog.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
One makes a chowder.
Totally does.
You know, for the frugal New Englander that I am from New Jersey.
You guys get one clam. That's it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm using also quahogs, a little smaller than a quahog, but
So these I would call
like a
cherry stones.
Yeah,
cherry
really more
stone.
of a cherry stone.
Those are steamers.
And steamers. I use the steamers and the razor clams because it sweetens the stock.
People are afraid of these.
I know.
Because they're so weird.
They're so strange.
Yeah, little thin shells, and they break. But so do you cook them all at the same time?
I do.
Oh, okay. So you want to put some more in there, and we'll turn that on.
Okay. And that'd be about 15 minutes generally.
Okay.
Yeah, those razor clams are amazing burrowers. They're so fast.
Yeah.
They go straight to the bottom. And okay.
And so you add water to this too?
Yep, we're going to do that
So it's about a pound of razors, about 15 quahogs, that medium size, and about 2 pounds of steamers.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. All right, and then we'll throw these guys on top.
Okay.
And the quahogs, have you ever dug for quahogs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I dig for clams all the time. I love it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
The quahogs.
I have a rake. I use the rake method. You can do it with your toes too.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I like when you hear the thunk of the rake on the shell. You know what? It's not a rock.
Right, and it's probably a quahog.
Yeah,
yep.
It is.
Okay. And
so how much water?
6 cups of water.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll just put that on high and 15 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
That'll do it. And really, when the pot starts to, when you hear this,
you know it's
ready.
Okay. We have one that's ready over here. Oh boy, look at that. Oh, and the razor clams are so nice and white.
Yep, and they open up.
Next step.
Okay, so here we have salt pork. Now, I know there's a lot of people who don't do any meat in their chowder.
Right. But you like the taste.
I like it for the smokiness.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, we throw those in. These are actually going to be our cracklings.
So you could make it without it.
You could.
Like in my family, there's too many vegetarians to put any meat or bacon in it.
Right.
So, okay.
No, you definitely could. You know how it got started? They used to think there was no real protein in fish when they were out on the boats. So they started adding meat to the chowder.
I see.
So, but now we know we don't actually need the meat.
Okay, so you render that down until you get like little bits.
Yep.
And then when do you add the bacon?
Okay, and the bacon I do separately. The reason for that is we're not going to use the grease from the bacon. We're only going to use the grease from the cracklings.
Oh, from the salt pork.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these guys, golden brown, really pretty. And that's just for our garnish.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Nice,
Yummy,
right?
yeah.
Usually by the time you get to the garnish, there's none left. But here we go.
And especially if you have a bunch of hungry hockey players or surfer boys in your kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can move this back, and then you can just, you're going to add the bacon right to that?
No, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pour this off, okay? The reason I'm doing this will go into the chowder. But
all that fat?
Yep. All that fat. You got to remember.
I told you, this is a real hearty stew. Real hearty.
I mean, chowders were made for fishermen back in the day. So, you know, I'm trying to stay true to that. And anyways, that's going to cool down a little. You don't want to throw that directly in. And then let's just do this real quick.
You have some more. You need to put those in there.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Don't waste those cracklings. No.
Okay, they're in. There we go.
Okay.
Yep. And the bacon's a bit more smoky than the flavor.
So you just use the piece of the bacon rendered a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because they're going to cook in the chowder.
So it's a half a pound of salt fat and back fat and a half a pound of real bacon cut into like half-inch pieces. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll let those cook.
Okay.
And then how do you prepare those beautiful clams?
Okay.
Oh boy.
The clams. There's some tricks to the clams, which of course, let's see. There we go. All right. Well. Okay, I don't own a pair of tongs.
Right.
Okay.
So you burn your fingers.
You burn your fingers. It's part of the experience, so right?
Okay.
There's a nice quahog for us.
Okay.
Yep.
So we take that out.
Yep.
You take it out with a knife?
Yeah, you can actually just grab it with your fingers.
Will it come out?
It is hot though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Okay.
There.
Okay. Now, my grandfather always left some whole. You know,
I like them whole.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, some people think it's like really a lot of clam.
What about the razor clams? How do we deal with those?
Razor clams, they come out really easily. You can just kind of
these are so plump. They are these are beautiful. Wes, where did you get these fabulous clams?
Wild edibles.
Oh, wild edibles. Do you ever use them?
No, I usually go up to the market, to the new Fulton Fish Market.
Oh, okay.
Have you been up there?
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
Look at these. Now, aren't those the weirdest things? They look like little pieces of seaweed growing. Yeah. But look at that, they could grow, but those are razor clams. Yeah. So do you use the whole thing or do you peel off some of that?
I use everything.
You use everything, okay.
Just throw it in.
So do you chop this in half?
Yeah, in half is good.
In half or in thirds?
Right.
Okay.
And what I do is I save a few intact with the meat still in there.
What about the steamers?
Steamers are a little more complicated because they have that little siphon.
Yeah.
And you have to take that off.
So we take that off, okay. Yep. So you just peel off that black part.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
And that takes a while.
And that's it. So when we come back, we're going to finish off the New England clam chowder. Don't go away.